What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, I'm going to teach you some cool tips and tricks for Revit Electrical, so in wiring. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to create line type for your wiring so that you'll be able to tell if that particular wiring is for lighting or if it's for power or for emergency or any type of uh, electrical wiring that you will be putting on your electrical project. So this is a very simple one just for you to be able to clearly convey information to the designer or to the engineer. So we are just going to create a line type or a couple of line types for our electrical wiring. Alright, so let's get started. So we will be creating a new project here so that you'll be able to follow. So I'll create a new one. Now for the template, I will be using, of course, electrical template. Select OK. And then let's create just a simple room. Walls, and then we're going to create a ceiling. So I'm just going to create a rectangular wall here from level 0 to level 1. So I'll just create, let's say, I'm going to create 5,000 by let's say 4,000. Okay, just a simple room. Okay, and then after that we are going to place here, or how about I'll just make this 8,000. Okay, I'll just make it 8,000 by 4,000. Okay, and then after that I'm just going to create here a ceiling. So for you to be able to create a ceiling, so you need to go to the ceiling plan. Okay, so just go to the ceiling plan, and then we'll be creating a ceiling here. So I'll go to the architecture. Let's create a ceiling. Okay, and then let's check out the type of our ceiling here. So I have 600 by 600 mm grid. What I want is I want to create a new compound ceiling with the pattern of 600 by 1200 or 1200 by 600 mm grid, because I will be placing 1200 by 600 type of lighting fixture. So I want to have that same size of ceiling. So I'm gonna duplicate this. So duplicate, and then let's change this to 1200. Okay, that one. And then let's edit the structure. So edit. Let's change the ceiling tile here. So let's duplicate this one on your material browser. Duplicate the ceiling tile 600. Okay, so let's just rename this to 1200. And then after that, make sure you go to appearance and then duplicate that. Okay, so you click that. There you go. So you now have a duplicate. Now go back to the graphics, and then I will change the pattern here. So let's change the pattern. Let's look for 600 by 1200 mm. So let's select OK, and then after that select your OK. And there you have it. So I'm just going to select your OK. There you go. Let's select your OK. Now I'm just going to use automatic ceiling. So I'm going to pick this close area and then click, and there you go. So there's now your ceiling. So let's go check out that. Select modify and then select the 3D view. So this is now how it looks like. Okay, so you have the walls, and then you have there your ceiling. So maybe I'm just going to select these 4 walls here, and then I'm just going to change the height. So instead of the top constraint is 1, so I'm going to select unconnected, and then I'll just specify the height here, about 3000. There you go. Okay, now the reason why our model here shows halftone, because this is an architectural element, and currently our discipline here is electrical. So what happens is it will highlight only the electrical elements in this view, and then the rest will becomes halftone. That's the reason why it's like this. So if you want to make that to coordination, you'll be able to see the architectural model. Okay, there you go. But anyway, just going back to my ceiling elect. And then on my ceiling plan, this is where I'm going to place the lighting fixture. So let's go to the let's go to the Systems tab. Let's select the lighting fixture, and then let's look for lighting fixture 600 by 1200. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and select this one, and then make sure you change your placement to place on face. Otherwise, if you'll be selecting place on vertical face, so it will gonna be look like this. So you will need to place that on the wall. So I'm not gonna do that. I want to place that on the ceiling. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and select place on face. Okay, and then there you have it. So let us now place our lighting fixture. So let's say I'll just put one here. I'll just put one here. Okay. You can feel free to place your lighting fixture. So I'm just going to use align, and then I'll place it there. Okay, so let's say for example, this is now my lighting fixtures placed on my ceiling. So the next thing that I want to do is, let's say I want to place the switch for this lighting fixtures. So I will be going to the floor plan because we need to place the switch here. And then let's go to the devices. Let's look for the lighting. And then I'll be using here, let's say two-way switch. So let's select this one, and then I'm gonna place it here, or wherever you want to place your lighting switch. Okay, so I select modify. Okay, so that's for our lighting. Now let me go to the power. So I'm gonna open the 0-power, and then from here I'm going to place, let's say, sockets. So I'm going to select the device. Let's look for the electrical fixture. Let's click that one, and then let's look for the properties. Okay, so how about I'll just use this one, the twin switch socket outlet. So I'm going to make sure that place on vertical face is selected because I want to place that on the wall. So let's say I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one here. Okay, so let's say I also want to place one here. I want to place one here. Okay, you can play around with your switches. Okay, so it's up to you where you want to place it. So I want to place one here. I want to place one here. So many sockets. Okay, right. Okay, so now the next thing that we are gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to create a wiring type. Okay, so if I'm going to select the Systems tab, there's the wire. So let's say I want to create an arc wire for the power. So before I actually place the wiring, I'm gonna take a look at the properties here. As you can see, I have here so many types of wire types. So many types of wire, I mean. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make it specific. I don't want to be these numbers here. So I'm going to select edit type here, and then I'm going to duplicate this, and then let's say I'm going to call this this is for my circuit. I'm going to call this power. Okay, so that's my first wire type. And then I also want to create a wiring or wire type for my lighting. Okay, so if you have other types of wire that you want to create, so this is how you do it. Okay, so I now have the lighting power, and then if you want to create an emergency wire type, so you can do that. You just need to do the same procedure that I just did. So you just need to duplicate the type and then just specify the name. Okay, so in my case, I just created here lighting and power. So I'm going to go ahead and select the circuit power type of wire, and then I select here OK. Okay, now before I place the wiring, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify it to cancel the wire, and then I'm going to go to the visibility graphic override. So I go there, I go to the filters. Okay, so this process that I'm going to teach you, you need to include this to your electrical template so that you don't need to create this every time you create a project. So you just need to use the template. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select add and then edit new, and then let's create a new one. Okay, so just simplify the name of your filter. So I'll just call this circuit power, and then okay. And then the category for that, of course, is wires. Let's look for the wires. And then here, we will be using the type name. Okay, so the type name that we created a while ago is power, circuit power, and then circuit lighting. So we will be using that parameter. So wires that is equal to wires whose type name equals to circuit power. So let's look at type circuit power. There you go. Circuit power. Then select your OK. Select circuit power and then select OK. There you go. So let's select the lines here. So what's the color that we want for this? So I select that. So let's say the color that I want there is cyanish. Okay, select your OK. And then for the pattern, so I'm going to use, let's say, center 1/4 of an inch. Let's click that and then OK. There you go. So that's for my power, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select here, apply. And then let's create another one for the lighting. So edit new, create a new one. So this is circuit lighting. All right. And then let's look for wires again for the categories. And then wires whose type name equals to what? Circuit lighting. There you have it. Select OK, circuit lighting, then OK. Right? And then I don't actually gonna use this on my power plan, but I'm just gonna change this one. Okay, so I'm gonna select here the green. Okay, and then for the pattern, I'll select here dash, then select OK. There you go. Okay. All right. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do is now start the wiring. So let's select the wire here, arc wire, and then make sure you select the correct wire type, circuit power. And then if you're going to the correct or proper way of wiring, make sure you connect to the node, which is this one. There's the point. Okay, and then let's click from here. So that's an arc, and then let's create here. There you go. So there's the line type. Now you will know that your wire is already connected to a lighting fixture or socket if you're going to select the wire. If you see that small circle there, you see there's a small circle on that wire. Okay, meaning to say that wire is already connected to your socket here. Okay, you can move, like let's say for example I want to move this wire to here, so you can do that. So for you to be able to do that, the movement of that wire that is still connected to the socket, so make sure you hover your pointer and then you press tab, and then once you see that small circle, the change and offset, you click, and then you can now place it here. So by doing that, your wire will gonna be still connected to that socket. So if I'm going to press tab, see, it's still highlighted. But if you are just going to select the wire and then all the way click that move board vertex, what will happen is it will going to disconnect that wire to the socket here, unlike what we have done here, which is still connected. You see, it's still connected. So if you're going to move the wire after you connect it to your socket or lighting fixture, make sure you select the wire and then hover your pointer, press tab once, And then once you see that small circle, it says wire change and offset. You hold your left click, and then that's the time you can now move it. So it's still connected. So if I'm going to hover my pointer and then press tab once, as you can see, it's still connected, right? So that's how you sort out your wiring. So let's complete the wiring. Let's say I'll pick from here to here. There you go. I'll pick from here, or let's say I'm going to delete this one. Let's do some mirror. So mirror. Okay, so if you do that, it's not connected. Why? Because if you click the wire, there is no small circle that appears at the end point of that wire. So you need to hold that vertex and then click again, and then it's now connected. Why? Because there's the small circle that I'm talking about. So if you want to tidy it up, you don't want to highlighting or overlapping your socket here. So you click the wire, hover your pointer, press tab once. Once you see that circle, you move the wire to tidy it up. There you go. So it's still connected. Now for this one, it's not connected because if I click this, there's no small circle here. So I'm going to click that vertex and then connect. There you go. So there's the small circle. So you can drag that to tidy up. Okay. So basically, that's how you do the wiring. Okay. So you can just complete this on your own pace. Now let's go to the lighting. So let me go to the ceiling here. Go. So let's do the wiring. So this time let's try out the chamfered wire. So I'm going to select chamfered wire. There you go. So I'm going to pick at the midpoint here. It says endpoint. You click, then you click here. There you go. It's now connected. Click. There you go. It's now connected. Click. Okay. Let's pick from here. Click. And there you go. Okay, again, you can tidy up. So you will know that it's already connected because there's a small circle there. So you can just move it somewhere here. Okay, so tidy up. So if you're going to hover your pointer, press tab, it will highlight the whole connection. Now here, this wire is power. So we need to change that, this wires here, to lighting. So because we are already on the lighting. Oh, okay. So the reason why it's not showing the proper uh, wiring type, it's because we didn't apply the filter. So let's go to filters. We add the lighting here, and then you can change the line type. Dash color. Let's say greenish. Okay, okay, and then okay. Should be able to see now the changes here. Why is it not changing? Circuit lighting. Why? Circuit lighting. Wires. Type name. Okay, why is it? Okay, so how about if I create a new one? The circuit lighting. Create one here. What is happening here? So wire. Alright, so let's figure this out. So I have this wire here. Circuit lighting. Okay, visibility graphic override. So let's check out. Edit new. So wires is selected. So type name. Circuit lighting. Okay, so circuit lighting. So what's our... It's correct here. So it says circuit lighting. Okay, so let's sort this out. Let me see if the name is correct. Filters, edit new. I'll change this. Okay, so there's no dash. So that's why it's very important to put the exact type name. Okay, so that's the reason why it's not working properly for the lighting, because I only typed circuit lighting. I didn't put the dash. Okay, so I'll just select your OK, and it definitely it will now work. There you go. All right. Okay, so basically that's how you do it. Okay, and take note that your wiring, it's just 2D. Okay, so it's not 3D, right? So that's how you create your wire type. So it's not that difficult. Just make sure if you're going to create the filter and you will be using the type name or the type mark, so make sure it's the exact name on what you have typed on the type mark or type name that you will be putting on the filter. All right, so hopefully this has something to do with your creating the template, the view template or project template. So hopefully you will be integrating this type of workflow or filter to your project template, so that the next time you start your project, this settings is now already included to that project. So no need for you to redo the whole process every time you will creating a new project. So make sure you incorporate this to your project template. Alright, so thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.